Hello, here we are on the next part of weaving the mystery tablet weaving project. If you look at the loom, you'll see that at this end we now have a lot of twists built up. This is natural when you're doing a tablet weaving project, and that's because up until now we've been turning the cards all the time in the same direction. You can see we've built up this nice diagonal stripe pattern. Ignore the black border, that's something I'm doing myself, that is not the pattern you're doing, you can just ignore it. Now we're going to change the nature of the pattern slightly, and in the process remove the problem of the twist. So first of all, I untie the cards. You did tie your cards up, didn't you? Now we're going to do exactly the same move as before, but we're going to change the direction of rotation. So instead of turning the cards forward, we're going to turn the pack backwards. So I turn it loosely, slide it up and down, clear the shed, and pass the shuttle through. Now watch what I'm doing here. I'm knocking it down, then if you can bring the camera in closely, you see there's a bit of thread sticking out there. I'm just going to pull that in neatly and then whack it again. I didn't do that enough in my first pass, and if you look very closely you can see a couple of blobbles down this edge. So I need to concentrate on that, so I'm turning them backwards again. Clearing up there, and over time this will gradually undo the accumulated twist. So there we go. Pass the shuttle through. Knock the wool down again. I've got a slight loop out the end. I'm just going to pull that through and knock the wool down. Turn the deck backwards, slide it, push the twist up, make sure the shed's nice and clear. Shuttle through. And again, I'm concentrating on getting a neat edge here. I'll do a couple more passes and then you'll see what's happened to the pattern. Through, knock it down, pull it through for neatness, so just a fraction further. Now you should be able to see that the diagonal stripes have changed direction. Let's do one more. Again, pass the yarn through, pull it, knock it, slight tighten. Right, now if you can see, in addition to the direction change, you should also be able to see here some long threads, some stitches that are longer than the normal ones. These are called warp floats, and they happen when you change direction. They're perfectly normal and they're not a mistake in any manner. Right, now I'm going to show you a couple of things that may go wrong. So, first of all, let's just, I'm trying to slide these cards along, and I'm going to rotate the pack, and I can feel they're sticky, something's not quite right. And when I look at these threads, it's not going wrong where I expected to go wrong, it may have self-corrected. Sometimes when you find the pack sticks, what you'll find is that one of the cards has got caught onto another thread, like that, say. So you have to, sometimes it's worth going through the pack and just checking that they are all still clear of each other. If the cards stick, that's usually the commonest reason. I tried to make one stick there, but in fact it came unstuck on its own. So once in a while, check your pack. Make sure they are all correct. Now, I'm going to deliberately make a mistake here. I'm going to flip one of these cards so it's the wrong way round. They can accidentally get flipped sometimes, so it's worth knowing what it looks like when this happens. So I rotate the deck. It'll take a couple of stitches for the effect to show up, and then I'll just undo it. But if you ever get the kind of error I'm trying to create, you'll know what caused it. overly neat because you'll see the effect anyway. First of all, it's noticeable I've got an overly long warp float there, but there will be another effect that becomes visible. Eventually, I think. Yes, I'll do one more so you can see it clearly what's happening. What we've got is a sort of dog tooth effect. The neat diagonal stripe has suddenly got a zigzaggy bit in it. You see that there? It's sort of zigzagging like that. And if you get that effect, it's caused by one of the cards being flipped round into the wrong direction. So I shall undo and go backwards. To undo it, I just rotate the cards the other way round and work backwards until I've gone back through that point. Once I've got that undone, I shall show you how to change the weft thread, but it'll take me several more passes to undo it because you've got to do 4 or 5 turns off them before the mistake shows up. So always watch the pattern as it develops, because if you go wrong you can usually see what's happened because you are getting a very regular pattern as a rule. Oops. Didn't keep track of what I was doing there. Too many things at once. It's just... Okay, pause a minute, Richard. I just want to